Love should be a safe harbor. It is meant to be the place you return to, the soft landing after a hard day. It should be the wind beneath your wings, helping you to soar higher than you ever thought you could. Love is supposed to make your world feel bigger, brighter, full of possibility. It is the steady hand you hold, knowing you are not alone on this journey. But what happens when that harbor feels like a storm? What happens when that soft landing is rocky and uncertain? Love is not supposed to make you feel anxious, confused, or constantly not enough. So how do you know if it is a rough phase or a toxic relationship? What is a toxic relationship really? Let's make it simple. A healthy relationship helps you expand. It encourages you to grow. It encourages you to learn. It encourages you to become more of who you are meant to be. It is like a greenhouse where your dreams can flourish, your ideas, your spirit can flourish. You feel supported, you feel seen, you feel celebrated for exactly who you are, flaws and all. In contrast, a toxic relationship makes you shrink. A slow, quiet process of becoming smaller. You stop sharing your successes to avoid insecurity. You see friends less because it causes a fight. You quiet your opinions to keep the peace. Toxic does not equal evil people. Often it is unhealed patterns, fear, control, or emotional immaturity. Healthy relationships expand you. Toxic relationships shrink you. Let's talk about the signs of a toxic relationship. The first and most powerful sign is that you consistently feel drained, not supported. This isn't about having a bad day or a tough week. It's a persistent, bone-deep exhaustion that settles in over time. Think about how you feel after spending time with your partner. Take a moment and really check in with your body. Do you feel energized, seen, and filled up? Or exhausted, depleted, and emotionally spent? A healthy relationship should feel like a charging station for your soul, not a constant drain on your battery. A toxic love feels like you cook the meal, serve it, do all the dishes, and then get told you did it all wrong. It's the feeling of constantly giving more than you receive, pouring your energy into a dynamic that never pours back into you. This creates a soul-deep weariness from walking on eggshells, constantly scanning the environment and managing someone else's moods to prevent an outburst or a cold shoulder. You become a human barometer, always trying to predict the weather in your own home. Love should not be a full-time job where you are the sole emotional laborer, responsible for all the soothing, planning, and conflict resolution. It should be a partnership, a place of mutual rest and replenishment. The second sign is that communication becomes a weapon. Instead of a bridge for connection, conversations turn into battlefields. You try to share a feeling of being hurt or lonely, and somehow the conversation gets twisted until you are the one at fault for feeling that way. Your vulnerability is used against you. Your emotions are consistently dismissed or invalidated. You hear things like, "You're just being too sensitive," or "You completely misinterpreted what I meant." This is gaslighting, a subtle but deeply corrosive tactic that makes you question your own perception of reality. Or, instead of a fight, there is a heavy, punishing silence. This is stonewalling. Unread texts, averted eyes, entire rooms that go quiet when you walk in. It's a wall of silence designed to control and punish. This tactic is incredibly effective because it makes you feel anxious, desperate. You start chasing them, replaying every word, and apologizing for anything and everything just to break the suffocating silence. In healthy partnerships, partners listen to understand, take responsibility for their impact, and work together to repair the connection. Fights become opportunities for growth, not battles for dominance. If your conflicts never truly resolve, they just pause and then repeat, that is a major red flag. A third sign is control disguised as care. It often starts subtly. A statement like, "I'm just worried about you," followed by a demand to check your phone, your messages, or your location, is not care. It is control. It's a constant barrage of questions about where you were and who you were with, framed as concern for your safety, but rooted in their own insecurity and need for control. This control often extends to your social circle. They slowly, methodically isolate you from friends and family, making you feel guilty for spending time with others or suggesting that your loved ones are a bad influence. It can also manifest as pressure about your career, your hobbies, or what you wear, all framed as helpful advice to make you better, but really intended to shape you into someone who is easier for them to manage. Love is not a cage, no matter how gilded it may be. True care should feel like freedom, not like chains. The fourth sign, you find yourself always apologizing. If you are constantly saying, "I'm sorry," even when you're not sure what you did wrong, that is a critical warning sign. You become the designated peacekeeper, the one who is always expected to smooth things over, de-escalate, and manage the emotional climate. Accountability becomes completely one-sided. You'll hear phrases like, "I wouldn't have yelled if you hadn't pushed my buttons," or "I'm only like this because you..." This is a classic responsibility shift. Their actions become your fault. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation of mutual accountability. Both people own their mistakes, apologize sincerely, and commit to doing better. It's a shared effort. Finally, the fifth and perhaps most heartbreaking sign is the erosion of your self-esteem and identity. You start to doubt yourself more and more. The vibrant, confident person you once were feels like a distant memory. A constant drip of critique, dismissal, and lack of support chips away at your sense of worth. You internalize the message that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not lovable enough. You begin to hide parts of yourself, your opinions, your passions, your quirks, because you've learned they are not welcome. You shrink your world, your dreams, and your very being to fit inside the cramped confines of the relationship. Healthy love does not dim your light. It sees your brilliance and hands you a bigger light bulb. It encourages you to take up more space in the world, not less. If a relationship costs you your identity, the price is far too high. So ask yourself, after you hang up the phone or they leave the room, do you feel lighter or heavier? More yourself or less? Your body knows the truth long before your mind is ready to accept it. It keeps the score in the form of anxiety, sleepless nights, and that knot in your stomach. Recognizing these signs is the first step. It's not about blame, it's about clarity. You deserve to feel safe, seen, and full. That feeling is the compass pointing you back to your true north. You are meant to blossom, not to wilt. Choose a life and a love that feels like a sanctuary. Every relationship faces disagreements, misunderstandings, and hurt. Conflict itself isn't the red flag. It's an inevitable part of sharing a life. The real question isn't whether you fight, but how you find your way back to each other afterward. The key difference between a difficult phase and a toxic dynamic lies in the genuine attempt at repair. Ask yourself, is there mutual effort, or does the burden of fixing things always fall on you? Is there accountability on both sides, or does one person consistently deflect blame? Does your partner genuinely try to grow and change their behavior, not just offer empty promises to end the conversation? Healthy but difficult relationships are built on teamwork. You feel like you're on the same side, tackling a problem together. Toxic dynamics are lopsided. One person rows the boat while the other might be drilling holes in it. Healthy partners own their part without excuses, saying, "I was wrong, and I understand how I hurt you." Toxic patterns deflect and refuse ownership with phrases like, "You're too sensitive," or "I wouldn't have done that if you hadn't." Real growth isn't just a promise. It looks like therapy, learning new communication skills, and consistent, observable change that sticks. Promises followed by short-term improvement, only to relapse into the same old conflict, signal a destructive pattern. Remember this key distinction. A mistake is human. A pattern without repair is toxic. You can understand the wounded roots of someone's behavior, but you must not excuse its harmful impact on you. Your emotional safety must always come first. It is the foundation of a healthy connection. You cannot set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. So, is it healthy but difficult? That looks like growth, repair, and learning. Or is it toxic? That feels like repetition, excuses, and stagnation. Look at the long-term pattern, not the short-term promise. Seeing this clearly is your way forward. A mistake can be repaired. A toxic pattern must be named and confronted. So, after everything, you're left with the most difficult question. Should the relationship last? Let's explore 3 potential paths forward. First, the path of repair. A relationship lasts, but only if both partners are willing to take genuine responsibility for their part in the dynamic. This isn't about one person fixing everything. It's about mutual commitment. It requires building emotional safety, where vulnerability is met with care, not criticism. And crucially, any positive change must be consistent and integrated, not just a temporary performance to calm a crisis. This is where tools like couples therapy, clear boundaries, and real, sustained effort become non-negotiable. The goal is to create a new foundation. A healthy sign is when you can finally speak your truth without bracing for punishment, ridicule, or dismissal. Your feelings are heard, validated, and considered, even during disagreements. This is the bedrock of a relationship worth saving. The second path is one of cautious management. The relationship lasts with extremely firm boundaries, especially when toxic behaviors are acknowledged, but the change is inconsistent or slow. This path requires you to become a fierce protector of your own well-being. You must learn to state your limits clearly and calmly. For example, say, "I will not participate in conversations where I am being yelled at." Then, you must follow through with action. "If you raise your voice, I will walk away. We can talk later when you are calm." This isn't a threat. It's a promise you make to yourself. On this path, you must stop overgiving and pouring from an empty cup. Reconnect with your friends, your passions, and your hobbies. Intentionally create a safe, nurturing space for yourself that exists completely outside of the relationship. Pay close attention. Their reaction to your boundary tells you everything you need to know about their capacity for respect and change. Finally, there is the path of departure. A relationship should not last if there is any form of emotional, verbal, financial, or physical abuse. Let's be unequivocally clear. Abuse is never acceptable, and it is not your job to endure it. Your safety, and the safety of any children involved, is the absolute, non-negotiable priority. Nothing is more important. If your fundamental needs for respect, care, and consideration are constantly minimized, and you feel chronically invisible or unheard, believe the pattern. This isn't a communication issue, it's a value issue. If you find you must wear a heavy mask, silencing your true self just to keep the peace, it is time to go. The cost of that peace is your own soul. Please hear this. Leaving is an act of profound courage and self-preservation. It is never a failure. You did not fail the relationship. The relationship, in its toxic state, failed to provide the safety and support you deserve. When you are forced to choose between the relationship and your sanity, your safety, or your soul, the choice is clear. Choose yourself, every single time. Remember this key truth. Love without safety is not love, it is survival. And you were made for more than just surviving. You are worthy of a love that nurtures you, expands your world, and celebrates who you are, not one that diminishes you into a smaller, quieter version of yourself. If you decide to go, please make a safety plan. Tell someone you trust what is happening and what your intentions are. Do not hesitate to reach out to local domestic violence services or hotlines if you fear for your safety in any way. You do not have to do this alone. There are people who want to help. You deserve care, support, and protection. As we close, sit quietly with yourself. Take a deep breath. Let go of the noise, the excuses, the what-ifs. Listen to that wise, quiet voice. Do I feel more myself or less? Am I growing or constantly recovering from the last hurt? Would I want my future child or anyone I love in this relationship? Look at patterns, not promises. The real test is consistent action over time. You do not leave a toxic relationship because you failed. You leave because you finally chose yourself. Which sign resonated most? Drop it in the comments. Like and subscribe for the next video on healing, boundaries, and emotional intelligence. There is help, and there is always hope. You deserve a love that expands your world, not one that makes it small.